Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, Senior Fellow at the Media Research Center. Here's hoping and praying that everyone had an incredibly wonderful and happy Thanksgiving with family and friends, and that your travel plans were not disrupted so much by the winter weather that we see going across the upper Midwest plains and into the Northeast. Hopefully that everyone got back home safely. You know, it was just last week that I had a gentleman out here in Texas pose a question to me that really made me think. And he said, Colonel, why is it that we couldn't have an electoral college or something similar like that in the state of Texas? And I had to scratch my head about it because that was a real deep philosophical question. And I tried to understand, why would he think we needed an electoral college at the state level within the state of Texas? You know, Texas does have 254 counties. And I was wondering, is he talking about weighting counties or something along that lines? And then it hit me. It hit me while I was out having my Saturday morning run, trying to get rid of some of that turkey that I'd eaten. And I thought about the movie The Hunger Games, because I think that we're living in a real live Hunger Games right now. Some people say that often art imitates life. I think that's what we're seeing. Because what is happening in the United States of America is that the major population centers are starting to dictate the politics in the United States of America. Think about it. If you go back to the 2016 presidential electoral map that is broken down by counties, and look at where you see those blue spotches. For instance, if you go to Oregon, you see the blue in Portland and Eugene. Of course, Portland is the capital, and then you have over there Eugene, where the University of Oregon is. You look at Washington State, and you see the blue that is really focused on King County, Seattle and Tacoma. The same in Nevada with Las Vegas, Clark County, and Reno. The same in Arizona with Phoenix and Tucson. The same in New Mexico with Santa Fe and Albuquerque. The same in Colorado, and we see that with Denver and Boulder. If you think about what just happened recently in the elections in Virginia, where the state house, the assembly, and also the state senate has flipped, it's because of a couple of really big counties. That's Fairfax County and Prince William County. And they're located right there on the other side, the south side of the Potomac River, tied to Washington, D.C. It's that Northern Virginia effect. And so I came to realize that when you look at the movie The Hunger Games, you had this big, extravagant place called the Capitol. And all of the trendy people, the elites, were walking around there well-dressed, well-fed. But then the Capitol ruled over what was called the districts. And there were several different districts. And all of those districts served, well, the Capitol. They produced certain commodities for the Capitol.
Your districts are the body. The Capitol is the beating heart. Your hard work feeds us, and in return, we feed and protect you.
And the sad thing was that when you looked at the districts, they were disarmed. They had to live under the tyranny of the Capitol. And so as we look at the electoral breakdown here in the United States of America, and of course the left loves to go back and talk about how Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Well, that popular vote was carried in, I think, about 12 really big states. Do we want to have a country where 12 states rule over the other 38 or so? Because when you look at the Electoral College victory for Donald Trump, it was a landslide. And I think that's what the founding fathers wanted to have happen. They wanted to make sure that, well, the big places didn't rule over the smaller places. They wanted everyone to have an equal representation. That's why we're a constitutional republic. That's why we're not a pure democracy. And that's why the progressive socialist left wants to get rid of the Electoral College. See, if they had their way, they would have all of the capitals ruling over the rest of the states, or ruling over these United States. I think about what's happening back in my birth state of Georgia, where the Atlanta metropolitan area is becoming the dominant entity in that state's electoral politics. Stacey Abrams came real close to winning the gubernatorial election just a year ago in that state, all because the progressive socialist left controls the Atlanta metropolitan area. And so I thought about the gentleman that asked me about having a state electoral college here in Texas. And I can understand his concern. 254 counties in the great state of Texas. But Dallas, Dallas County, Austin, Travis County, Houston, Harris County, San Antonio, Bexar County, El Paso County, and even incursions are being made into Fort Worth and Tarrant County. See, the progressive socialist left realizes that if they can come into even successful red states and they can congregate, populate, and overtake those major population centers, they can even flip a red state to blue and not have to worry about the rest of the state. And that's why that 2016 electoral map, presidential electoral map by county, is so interesting, because we see a strategic targeting where the blue is. And that's why we have to hold on to Texas if we're to hold on to the nation. We are indeed living in a real Hunger Games. And when you think about the fact that the progressive socialist left is so animate about red flag laws, gun confiscation, anything they can do to disarm law-abiding, gun-owning Americans, it should send a chill down your spine, because we are living that movie that is called The Hunger Games.